Everything is up and running. Put this in the chat, and we gonna get started uh, with this podcast. Just give me 1 second. Oh, I hate the extensive process with this, honestly. But it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Come on. There we go. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the Restoring the Order podcast. I'm your boy TGO, And today, we're just going to look at how far in the season that we've become. Who's our leaders in the award race, who's doing good, who's not doing as good, who I think is selling the season away, and who I think is ready for establishment and being a contender for the rest of MWO. Wait till I get that first guest in here before I start actually absolutely going in. Got that one, so we're going in. So, looking at the NFL MVP race, the most valuable player, aka the most valuable trigger, you know, this one I'm not really surprised about at all. Derek King, the aka the Russell Wilson mimic, as I like to call him, doing his thing out here. I think he got about like 30 collective touchdowns with the Seattle Seahawks. Box doing his thing out here. Following up with JK, aka Just Kidding Dobbins, man. Whenever you think you got that man on the ground, you got another thing coming. Two rookies leading the MVP race, trying to get it done to see who can be called the best player in the league. Followed by a revitalized Marcus Mariota doing his thing out in Jacksonville with another rookie, Travis. I seen this boy play a couple times. He out here doing his thing, also helping reboost that Raiders squad to what it needs to be, and actually make a playoff run. Got a comment already. Dobbins ain't sugar honey iced tea. You hear the call out, man. You need to go strong this playoff bout, man, because you got something to prove, man. No rookie can do it, so I know for a fact Dobbins can do it. Number 5, our first defensive player in DeMarcus Lawrence, last year's MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Lineman of the Year. Very impressive, and see he's trying to follow up that same suit. And a surprise from me is Kenyon Drake from the Dolphins. I don't know whether this is a personal I did it type or, a couple of Sims that went his way. I have no clue, but Devonta Freeman, Sam Darnold, Buccaneers' own Ronald Jones, and Kyler Murray rounding out that top 10. Going into Coach of the Year, you got Seahawks Mr. Back-to-Back, the head coach, because he's trying to go back-to-back either in losses or actually trying to make that back-to-back Super Bowl appearance this year and next year with Chris Dale. I think he definitely deserves it to go from the number 1 overall pick, which that number 1 overall pick, I'm curious as to how he's doing, but the number 1 overall pick to being 10-2 and possibly Coach of the Year, that is astounding personally, and I definitely will give you, a round of applause right there. Raiders, you're doing a heck of a job, a really, really good heck of a job with Lionel Kente, Donovan McNabb, Jets Curtis Martin going for that Coach of the Year. So let's get started in the AFC. As you see, Offensive Player of the Year, Just Kidding Dobbins leading that round, followed by Kenyon Drake, Travis, also MVP candidates, Marcus Mariota, Le'Veon Bell getting it done for the Jets with that high-flying ground and pound offense that they have going on in New York with Juju Smith-Schuster, Sam Darnold, Jake Fromm, the rookie, trying to establish his name as the new franchise quarterback for the Bengals, and is looking as such. Deshaun Watson and a revitalized Josh Rosen getting it done out here. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year, Carl Joseph, and I've seen this man play, and I promise you he's probably getting at least a pick a game and probably returning it for a touchdown almost every single time. The leader of that black and white or black and gray offense they got going on in Oakland. Von Miller, the Hall of Famer, surefire Hall of Famer, still getting it done at his age. Devin Bush, the second-year pro out of Michigan, you know, my counterpart. I got the better Devin, no, but definitely big props to Devin Bush. Blake Cashman, the off the edge free sack specialist. Jamal Adams, Minka Fitzpatrick, TJ, not JJ. Sorry, TJ. You give me respect in that, man. You've got your own name. TJ Watt, Jerome Baker, Malik Hooker, and Jadeveon Clowney all rounding out the Defensive Player of the Year. For Offensive Rookie, no surprise, JK is trying to do a sweep for every category he's qualified for. Got J.K. Dobbins, Travis, Jake Fromm, Tua, and Antonio Gandy Golden. I haven't really heard anything from him, but obviously he's doing this thing in the top 10 for that Offensive Rookie of the Year, rounding out the top 10. Justin Herbert, I'm even surprised he's there, because good Lord, how many interceptions does that man have? But anyways, moving forward, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Shaun Wade so far, getting it done with the Raiders. As you see, a lot of Raider candidates is up and running for the awards, followed by Trevon Diggs, a second-round steal that I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't think he would last until the second, but he definitely is there. Kaliki Hudson, the first-round pick, so he's in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year, which is really great. The 66 overall, first overall pick, getting it done out here. AJ Terrell and Marcelinho. Lord Jesus, that's a tricky name. Ball, rounding out that top 5 with your remaining 5. Moving on to best quarterback, Marcus Mariota, out here literally trying to say that he was not a mistake as a number 2 overall pick in 2015. With Sam Darnold, Jake Fromm, Josh Rosen, and Andrew Luck rounding out the top 5. And yet Justin Herbert is still here. I'm going to look at how many interceptions this man has. I'm just really curious to know. Rounding out that top 10. Best running back, no surprise here, J.K. Dobbins, Travis, Kenyon Drake, Le'Veon Bell, and Nick Chubb. Moving on to wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, that number 1 wide receiver so far, with Paris Campbell right on his heels trying to make a claim for the best wide receiver in the AFC. Devontae Parker, Corey Davis, Dede Westbrook, Robbie Anderson, Antonio Brown, Tyreek Hill, Marquise Brown, and Will Fuller. And I'm going to say this. Don't be surprised if Tyreek Hill surprisingly gets best wide receiver of the year, because he has officially turned into a glitch. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go figure out for yourself. But definitely a hard-working man, and Chiefs getting that man from star to star to X Factor in literally 2 seasons, man. That's a good thing to do. O-linemen really don't matter, but Raiders, they're getting it done all around, man. Rodney Hudson leading that charge with Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Mitchell Schwartz, and Joel Bitonio. Best D lineman, surprise, Cameron Hayward leading that charge, followed by Calais Campbell, Myles Garrett. That Browns duo off the edge is very dangerous. Geno Atkins, Ed Oliver, J.J. Watt, not T.J. Watt, Joey Bosa, Jarrell Casey, Ezekiel Ansah, and Josh Allen, the second-year pro. Definitely putting his hat in to show that he's going to be here for a long time doing what he needs to do. I want to know how hat you're talking about. Don't know what that means, but I'm definitely going to consider it. If you know, you know. You're right, Quiggs. If you know, you know. Von Miller leading the charge for the best linebacker in the AFC, followed by Devin Bush, that all-around, defender with the Steelers, followed with Blake Cashman, T.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Bernardrick McKinney, Raekwon McMillan, Harold Landry, Jerome Baker, and Ryan Shazier. Definitely getting it done with the Broncos. Kudos for him for revitalizing his career also, because he definitely put a lot of money invested into that man, so he better produce. Best DB, no surprise here, Carl Joseph, Malik Hooker, Minka Fitzpatrick, Earl Thomas III, Shaun Wade, Garyon Conley. It's a lot of Raiders on here, y'all. That secondary is very sick, if you can't tell. Desmond King, Jalen Ramsey, Torrey McTyer, and Kevin Byard rounding out that top 10. Kickers, if you really care about kickers, I'll show you. Harrison Butker is that dude for the Chiefs, followed by Justin Tucker, Michael Bagley, Chandler Catanzaro, and Brandon McManus. Now moving over to the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, no surprise, De'Aaron King with Devonta Freeman, Ronald Jones right on his heels. And the rookie, I'm going to give a big shout out to Jerry Jeudy, has really been doing his thing in Detroit with that high-flying offense. Kyler Murray, Jordan Howard, DK Metcalf, Mitchell Trubisky. Now, this is a surprise because we all know in real life exactly how this man is playing. Aaron Jones, David Johnson rounding at the top 10. Defensive Player of the Year, this very foreign name who I wish would go away because I can't pronounce it the way I want to. Leading that charge, followed by Devin White. DeMarcus Lawrence trying to reclaim that Defensive Player of the Year spot with a new name that we have here, Chris Westry. Definitely showing up and showing out as a second-year player. The 6'4 speed guide, as I like to call him. Jabril Peppers, Jordan Hicks. Jaquarius Landrews, also a big shout out to, Lions. I think personally he has the best draft class so far. For him to have a Defensive Player of the Year and an Offensive Player of the Year as rookies in that contention is very impressive. Eric Kendricks, I'm going to just call this man Drew Tranquil, and Aaron Donald rounding out that 10 for Defensive Player of the Year. Again, no surprise here, Offensive Rookie De'Aaron King with Jerry Jeudy right closely on his heels. Henry Ruggs III, Jalen Reagor, and T. Higgins rounding out the top 5 and seeing how the top 10 rounds out. And here's a surprise here because KJ Castillo has only played one game and you telling me he's number 10. That is a very surprising thing to me. Looking at Defensive Rookie of the Year, no surprise, Jaquarius Landrews, Chase Young, the pass rusher out of New York, definitely getting it done around here, even though his team is 2-10. Definitely a bright spot that's going around. Lord, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. It's not in my book. Isaiah Simmons, the stud, personally, that's getting it done out here. And Jeffrey Okudah. And rounding out that top 10 is the rest with Grant Del Pitt as number 10. I know he's injured right now, but still being a service, or was a service, to Los Angeles. Best quarterback, Matthew Stafford. That's a surprise because if you see, no De'Aaron King, even though he's up for MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Offensive Rookie of the Year. But nonetheless, Kyler Murray, number 2, Matt Ryan, number 3, Mitchell Trubisky, number 4, Dwayne Haskins, number 5, and rounding out that top 10, ending it with Daniel Jones, best running back, Devonta Freeman, followed by Ronald Jones. As you see, both NFC South running backs trying to get that claim as the best running back in that division. Well, Falcons, a.k.a. Slim, I'll be looking forward to the race. Jordan Howard, number 3, Aaron Jones, 4, Tariq Cohen, 5, David Johnson, and ending it with Matt Breida as your number 10 best running back in the NFC. Best wide receiver, no surprise here, Jerry Jeudy, followed by the man, the god, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Julio Jones, and Mike Evans rounding out that top 5. And you see ending it here with Devontae Adams. Moving on to best D lineman, I think I just get best offensive lineman. But if you want to look, no surprise here, Cowboy, Eagle, Buccaneers, Redskins, Falcons, Panthers. But yes, when you have the best offensive lines in football, you're going to have the best O-lineman award in the NFC. Moving on to defensive lineman, no surprise again to the former MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and former best defensive lineman, but he's looked like he's well on his way to get that claim for best D lineman. Marcus Lawrence. Aaron Donald, number 2, Fletcher Cox, 3, Khalil Mack, 4, Deshaun Hand, the second-year player out of Detroit, Chase Young, Daniil Hunter, Trey Flowers, D4, and Tack McKinley. Best linebacker, the foreign name I can't say again. I'm going to just say it. Foyesade Alukan. That sounds right, so I'm going to leave it. Devin White, number 2, Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendricks, Shaquem Griffin, Drew Tranquil, Shaquille Barrett, another surprise name. Honestly, I didn't think he was here himself, but he's definitely been doing it big for Tampa Bay. Bobby Wagner, the god, the man, the enforcer, the hitman out of Seattle. Nigel Bradham, Leonard Floyd, best DB, Chris Rustry, Jaquarius Landrews, Jabril Peppers, Deontay Thompson, Darius Slade Jr., Justin Coleman, Jair Alexander, Trey Flowers, Isaiah Oliver, and Ken Webster. Lord Jesus. But if you see Lions, they have 3 members in the secondary. They're also a deadly bunch, followed with Seattle. You know, they are definitely getting it done on defense. And for best kicker, Tiny Boop Squig Shorterly. That is a long name, but he's kicking his way to a relevant conversation for best kicker in the NFC, followed by Brett Maher, Aldrick Rosas, Matt Gay. He's not gay, but he's definitely happy to be on the Bucks. Robbie Gold, Jason Myers, Stephen Hauschka, Dustin Hopkins, and Matt Prater and Graham Gano rounding out that top 10. But those are your awards for so far. We are in week number 13. 4 weeks to go. Playoffs is coming near. It's time to make y'all rounds. But to do what I wanted to do, just to see how many, he's actually slowed down a little bit. He's still got 48% completion percentage, but 23 touchdowns to go with that, 33 picks. I'm just going real quick through these statistical leaders, and we're going to head on out. Matthew Stafford leading the league in touchdowns, yards, and leading the league in touchdowns is Marcus Mariota. As you see, De'Aaron King, 24-6. Doesn't have that many passing yards, but 67% completion percentage, heading for a rookie year Dak Prescott type, but actually scoring and putting up the points necessary. Actually, I want to know who leads the league in interceptions. I'm sorry, I need to know. Jared Goff for 45. Daniel Jones with 41. Justin Herbert has slowed down his lead and has 33. Leading the league in rushing, you got Mr. Travis out of Clemson, 1,300 yards in 13 weeks. That's pretty impressive. Leading the league in touchdowns, Just Kidding Dobbins, followed by Travis, Kenyon Drake, and Ronald Jones with Devonta Freeman. Leading as that 5th spot. Leading in yards, Juju Smith-Schuster, followed by Jerry Jeudy. Receptions, Jerry Jeudy. Receiving touchdowns, let me guess. Jerry Jeudy was tied with DK Metcalf. It's pretty impressive for the rookie out of Alabama. Moving on. Actually, we don't give offensive linemen enough love. So what I'm going to do is give a big shout out to TJ McCoy for not allowing a sack so far in this season. It's been 13 weeks. The rookie out of Louisville. Big ups to you, my guy. But Brandon Scherf, get it together, my guy. Trey Adams, Cliff Callaway, Teron Armstead, and Jake Henson. You guys need to do better. Moving on to defense. These are more simulated stats, if anything. Jordan Hicks, Hassan Reddick, Jerome Baker, Blake Martinez, and Zach Cunningham. This tells me that the people who are leading the league in tackles ain't really playing their games. So what I'm going to ask is you guys be a little bit more active. God bless you. Leading the league is tackle for loss. Von Miller, the stud, the 9-year pro, getting it done. Lawrence Guy, Tremaine Edmonds, Bud Dupree, Hassan Reddick, and Aaron Donald leading the league in sacks. No surprise, still asserting his dominance in this league, and especially on the NFC. DeMarcus Lawrence, Fletcher Cox, Blake Cashman, Von Miller, and Aaron Donald leading the league in picks. No surprise here. Carl Joseph with 14. Lord Jesus, this name will not go away, I promise to God. For Sade Alukin with 13, Devin White with 12, and the rookie with 11 sacks. Getting it done out here, the only double-digit interception leaders. Most passes defended goes to Malik Hooker, Garyon Conley, Xavier Howard, Devin White, that's surprised by me, Jesse Bates, and Nasir Adderley. Who's allowing the most catches? This also tells me who's playing their games. No surprise, Roquan Smith, Clinton Dix, Jerome Baker, Jeffrey Okuda, and Teron Johnson. Most forced fumbles, Landon Collins, Bobby Wagner, Keanu Neal, Tack McKinley, and Trey Flowers. Most recovered, Bobby Wagner, Levante David, Fletcher Cox, Tack McKinley, Daniil Hunter, and Jarrell Casey, tied with a bunch of other with 2. Most touchdowns goes to Sean Wade, the rookie out of Ohio State, Devin White with 3, and Justin Coleman with 3. Most accurate kicker, well, we know who has the most made is Justin Tucker. Most accurate, you are tied with 4. Harrison Butker, Brett Maher, Michael Bagley, and Tiny Boop Squig Shorterly. God bless you. Punters are people too. Most punts, Raiders, Johnny Townsend leading the league in yards per punt. Matt Hack, and leading the league in net yards per punt. Tress Wade with 50 and a half. That's a good field flip, brother. Really good field flip. Most blocks. Nobody's gotten blocked, which is not a surprise because it's broken. Kick returns, not really matter, but Tony Pollard with his one. Tony Pollard, Ty Johnson, Jakeem Grant, everybody else. Punt return. Has anybody returned a punt this year? 2. Well, congratulations to Jakeem Grant and Demir Bird, because that's definitely not an easy thing to do. But again, guys, I appreciate you tuning into the Restoring the Order podcast. We went a little bit over time, but well worth it and necessary. The next time we'll be talking about playoffs. Who's in, who's out. Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs? Yes, we're going to talk about playoffs next time we are here. Episode 4. Still looking for a guest to be on that said show. It is definitely fun with a guest here to talk to and chat it up, have that brotherly bond here in MWO. But again, my name is TGO. And we heading out.